Good morning, everyone. And this week it is Spag Week in English. Remember what SPAG stands for? Spelling, punctuation, and grammar. But today we are going to be concentrating on the spelling, and later on in the week we'll be concentrating on the grammar. So, what is a prefix? Can remember we have done them in class. You even did them in year 1, actually. Let's have a look. Prefixes are groups of letters that make a syllable, and if you add them to the beginning of a word, it changes the meaning. So it changes what the root word means. Now then, root words do not change their spelling. So the beginning changes, but the root word doesn't change the spelling. It does in some words, but not in the year 3, 4 ones. So most prefixes are added to the beginning of a root word without changing any spelling of the root word. Let's just look at these prefixes, and we've got some examples. So in year 1, you would have done unhappy. None in year 2, you wouldn't done any in year 2, but we have got lots in year 3 and 4 and quite a lot in year 6 as well. So today we are going to concentrate on what I call the I family, because they all have the same meaning of what they do to the changing the words, how they change the words. So the in word is if you like, the family of words are the in words. We've got in, ill, im, and ir. Now these three all have certain spelling rules. This one doesn't. And as we go on, you'll see why. Let's have a look then. In. So prefix in, what does it do to a word? When used in prefixes in, so when it's used in prefix in, means not or the opposite. So that's what it does to the word, it changes it. It's the same rule for all of those that begin with it, all the in words, or the ill, or the im, or the ir. So let's have a look. When the prefix in is added to the word, we know the meaning changes. Let's have a look what it changes. So here we've got correct becomes incorrect. Can we see? So our root word, what we started with was correct, and we've added the prefix to make it incorrect. So there you might have got 10 out of 10 in your work, but here, if you got them all incorrect, you didn't get any right, so it's the opposite. It does the opposite. And if we look at this word, another in word, all these in words, Jeremy was told that his clothes were inappropriate for his job at the building site. And I'm looking at him and I can see why you wouldn't wear those on a building site, especially not that hat. Wouldn't be safe at all, would it? So they are inappropriate. Look at the next one, in. So what does it do to a word? What does in do to a word? Well, we know it does exactly the same, doesn't it? Because it's the I. It belongs to that family of words. But if the word starts with a P or an M, instead of using N, we use im. We use im instead of the in. If it begins with a P or an M. So let's have a look. We've got possible becomes impossible. It was possible to build it. It was quite easy. I've got all my Lego pieces. It was impossible because I lost the instructions. So that gives the opposite, doesn't it? Perfect becomes imperfect, which means it wasn't perfect anymore. So it gives it the opposite effect. Moral becomes immoral. If we're doing this starting like the M, and we've got the M in moral and immoral, then notice that it's actually, you need the double M. The first one belongs to im, and the second one belongs to moral. So don't take anything off. You remember, you don't take anything off to the root word. It doesn't change at the moment. So im. This shipwreck is immovable. So it sits and rusts on the beach. Now then, we can't move it, so it's immovable. If we could move it, it would just say movable. We can move it, it's movable. Right, what about ill, the prefix ill? What does that do to a word? Well, we know what it does to it, don't we? We know the same as the in. So if the root word starts with L, though, This is the rule. Remember the rule. If it starts with L, we add IL. So these words have all got ill to start. And if you have a look, again, we've got double L there. We don't change anything to the root word. And here we've got Toby's handwriting was illegible because he was rushing his work. And we've all done that, haven't we? We've all rushed our work, and the teacher says, I can't read it. I do it a lot as well, so I have to really take care with my shopping list that I can actually read it when I get to the supermarket. Otherwise, it is illegible, and it needs to be legible for me to be able to read it. Let's look. So if the root word starts with R, what do you think we use? Yeah, right, the prefix ir. So what does it do to a word? Well, we know what it does to the word. It changes it. But this is a nice one. I like this one. Irregular. Irregular. And again, look, we keep the word regular. We're just adding that, so we will have that double consonants. Yeah. Let's look at this. I will have to buy another skateboard because mine is irreparable. So irreparable means you cannot. That's the not bit, isn't it there? Yeah, not. You cannot fix it because it is irreparable. And no way can we do this skateboard. I don't think Stephen Superglue would do that job, would it? It is irreparable. So let's have a look. Let's see if you've listened. So what? This is mortal. And remember, I've got to make it the opposite or not. What prefix do you think is missing? I want you to shout it out as if you was in class. In class, you probably write it on your whiteboard and show me. So now, if you want to write it down, you could check them, or you could just yell them out. Mortal, can you remember? You got it right? And the next one? Relevant. It's relevant. It's important. This is the important bit. You definitely need this in my work. It's relevant that I put the date on my work. Then it becomes irrelevant. It doesn't matter. Regular. Think about shape. A regular shape. A square has 4 sides. It is irregular shape. If it didn't have 4 sides, or no, sorry, it did have 4 sides, but they weren't the same, it would be called a irregular. Did you get that one right? Let's look. Possible. We've done this one, so we should find this really easy. Impossible. Remember the p, yeah, the p and the m, we just the im, don't we? Perfect. Well, that should be easy now because we know the rule from there. Imperfect. Wasn't quite right. Legal. It is legal. If we're legal, it means that we're in the law. We can do it. We're allowed to do it. If it is not in the law, it would be illegal. Did we get that one right with the ill because it starts with the L? Yeah. A mature. He was a very mature man. Or was he immature? Was he the opposite to being immature? Patient. I've got lots of patience. Patient person. Or impatient. Remember that P with the M. Correct. Did you get them correct or incorrect? Responsible. Irresponsible. Legible. I could read it, or was it illegible? What about active? Oh, this is an odd one. I remember it's, think about it. Doesn't start with a P or an M. Doesn't start with an R. So what's it going to be? What do we think? You get it right? Inactive. So if it's not one of those spelling rules with the R, the M, the P, or the M, or any of those, yeah, then it will just have the in word. That's why it's called the in family. Yeah. So if it's not one of those spelling rules, we just put in. So remember all of those then. What are the rules? Let's just have another look. We use ill if it begins with an L. We use IR for ir if it begins with an R. And if it's a P or an M, we use im. And all the other words is in. So if it hasn't got P, M, R, L, it will be in. Let's look at some of the definitions of the root words and when the prefixes are added. Immortal, immortal. And this is straight from the dictionary. Adjective, living forever, never dying or decaying, which means going rotten. So if it's immortal, it will last forever. If you are a person from maybe some of the ancient Greek gods, the Viking gods, they are immortal, they lived on forever. We never didn't really do. Mortal means a human being. Eventually we will die, so we will die on this earth. So we are mortal, which means we have got an end of life, but we're not going to die until we're about 100, so we're okay. Immature. If you are immature, let's see what the dictionary says. Not fully developed. Now that could be in your mind. If you have got an immature mind, if you're a baby, you won't be mature enough to speak properly yet. And mature means when you are fully developed, fully grown. And like I'm saying, it just doesn't mean about what you look like. It could be your attitude as well. If you have got a mature attitude, which means you've had a quite grown-up person, even though you're only a child, you might have a mature attitude. Responsible. Let's see what it says. Having an obligation to do something, having control over or care for someone as part of one's job or role. If you think about jobs in the classroom, if you are the monitor for putting the stars on the chart, you have a responsible job. You are a responsible person. I know you are all responsible people. If you are irresponsible, obviously that's going to be in the opposite, isn't it? Yeah, it's not showing the proper sense of responsibility. Legal, we talked about this before, didn't we? Relating to the law, it means it's within the law. Yeah, the police say, yes, you're allowed to do that. Yes, you are being a nice, law-abiding citizen. You are doing everything legal. So what do you think illegal means? What would you write that down as? If you would write in the dictionary, what would you write it down? I thought to do something that is against the law. So it's not relating to the law, it's doing something like maybe, I don't know, something really terrible, like if you stole something, that is illegal to steal something that doesn't belong to you. So that would be illegal. Now, let's have a look at this one. Incorrect. What do we think it means? Incorrect. So it's getting it wrong, isn't it? It's getting it wrong. So I wonder what correct means. Not got the definition of that because you're going to do the definition of that. Legible. If it is legible, legible is clear enough to read, so we know it's legible. So what does illegible mean? Think about that one, because this is your work today. This is the work that you will be doing today. Imperfect. If it is not perfect, it is faulty. It is incomplete. I wonder what perfect might mean then. Patient. Oh, I've got lots and lots of patience. I don't get annoyed with anyone. Not very often anyway. I've got lots of patience. I will wait for things to happen. I don't mind queuing up at the supermarkets, even though we have long waits nowadays. I've got lots of patience. What would it be if you were impatient? No, impatient. Inactive. I'm doing it now a little bit, aren't I? Not very active today. I'm inactive. Let's have a look. Not engaging, not involving. And it could be if I asked everyone in the class, put your hands up if you know the answer, and if you sat there like that and sort of like looked down and you didn't even listen, you'd be inactive. You won't be engaging, you would be inactive. So what would it mean if you were active? Impossible. Right, to be able to do something, it is possible. It is possible for you to do your work today because you're very clever. It is possible. I wonder when it could be impossible then. When could it be impossible? Why couldn't you do your work for some reason? It was impossible. Maybe if you didn't have a pen or paper. So let's have a look at this. This is a really good video, but it won't let me show it through YouTube like this. So this will be on your weekly timetable. So if you type that into the computer, you will get this come up first. Can we see this where it says the school run? So you need to click that and then this will come up. You need to scroll down and you will see this. Yeah, and this is a really good video that explains it in a very fun way. So remember, you're going to type that in. Yeah, and you can just type that straight into Google. This then will give you, Google will come down, like, and that will be showing on top. This will come down, and you will also then, when you click that, you'll get this. And then just scroll down and you will see this one. And it's a really nice one to explain the in family. Now, tomorrow we have got a spelling test. I am going to be doing 10 of the spellings that we covered today. So, have a practice at some of them. What I will tell you though is, sorry, let me just show you. Those are the ones that will be in the spelling test. So I will tell you that. These today are what you will be doing. I want you to tell me what they mean. If you're finding that really hard to explain it, you could look in the dictionary, you could Google it, or you could actually write a sentence to show that you understand the meaning. Yeah, we could use perfect, you might say. Writing had no mistakes, no spelling mistakes, no grammar, no punctuation mistakes. It was perfect. So you could do that, or you could just write down what it means. Now, you only need to do 3 of those. Just choose 3 of those to do the writing with, but you have got to learn all of those spellings because you don't know which 10 ones I will choose. But like I said, yeah, you have to learn those 4 because those 4 they will be tested by you at the end of the year. Maybe not in year 3 or maybe not in year 4, but you will get those, one of those in your tests. So really have a go at those. And that is it for today. So I shall see you tomorrow for your spelling test. Have a lovely day. Bye.